Today, I'm partnering up with Vivosun to see if I can use their equipment to fruit a deluxe crop of mushrooms at home. They've kindly sent me a tent, a humidifier, a duct fan and filter, a couple of heating mats, and a 3-in-1 humidity, temperature and CO2 sensor, everything I need to monitor and control the environment inside the tent. In this video, I want to fruit out some nice oyster mushrooms, as well as try out an idea I had to increase pinning, and I'm eager to see what kind of results I'll get with this equipment. So with that said, let's set everything up and see if we can get some mushrooms growing inside the tent. So first things first, I need to build up the tent. I first connect together the pieces that form the frame of the tent. Once that is done, I place the frame on top of the base of the tent, making sure that it is sitting nicely. Then I place inside the protective cover and fasten it to the frame with the Velcro tabs. And after this, I place inside a wire rack from an old greenhouse. This is what the fruiting blocks will rest upon. And it will also provide a convenient mounting point for this filter, which will form part of the fresh air exchange system. I'm mounting the filter down low in the tent, where CO2 will gather as it's released from the mushrooms. The fan I'm suspending at the top of the tent, the fan will suck in fresh air, pushing it through the filter, cleaning it of any dust before displacing the heavy CO2 out through these vents. The positive pressure will also serve to keep anything from finding its way into the tent. At least when the fan's running, of course. I'm hoping this configuration will effectively remove excess CO2 while also minimising any air current on the surface of the fruiting blocks, which could dry them out, and that's something I definitely don't want to happen. Once the filter and fan are in place, I connect the humidifier to the tent via this length of hose. And at the bottom of the tent, I also place a couple of heating mats, as well as a tub with some diapers. The heating mats will warm the wet diapers, releasing moisture into the air, a technique I learned from Dr. Ed Grant. And one that works quite well, especially where fan-assisted fresh air exchange is concerned. I'm using this in conjunction with the humidifier to supply extra humidity. Soon the thirsty fruits will be looking for every bit of water they can find, and I want to be able to supply it to them. Now, once everything is in place, it's time to connect everything to the grow hub, which will monitor the environmental parameters inside. I'll then turn on the power, and hopefully we can create a nice internal climate for the mushrooms. Let's find out. I have here some grey oyster fruiting blocks, and they're ready to induce pinning. I place each bag inside the tent, and then I'm going to make a large cut in the top. This will allow all the built up CO2 inside to be replaced with fresh air and oxygen. The sudden drop in CO2, along with a few other things, will trigger the formation of primordia and pins. Alright, I'm going to let these blocks sit for a few days, and we'll check back in once we have some nice pins. It's a few days later, and look at this, masses of grey oyster pins have started to grow. An absolutely beautiful sight to see. Let's remove these bags. We'll give the pins a little bit more space and room to grow, and we'll watch them grow over the course of a few days. Yes, absolutely magnificent, lovely big fruits and clusters. It's my favourite thing to see. Now, you may have noticed that these fruits are slightly leggy. I believe this is the result of some elevated levels of carbon dioxide. Now, I was able to monitor this through the Vivosun app. You can see the fresh air exchange system is performing well in this graph, showing a typical day during the fruiting period. You can see the CO2 drastically drop when it kicks in, but as soon as the fan stops, the CO2 begins rising immediately. It would seem I need to adjust the settings for future crops, perhaps increasing the frequency of fresh air exchange, but minimising the time it runs for. I imagine it's easier to remove a little CO2 from the atmosphere often, rather than trying to swap out a whole atmosphere every hour or so. In any case, it's certainly been fascinating to see the fruiting cycle represented visually, and is my favourite feature, I think, from all the Vivosun equipment I've been supplied. It will certainly provide useful information for my own future growing. Here I have a few cakes, and you'll notice that there is a tub resting over the top of them. And that's because I've noticed in previous grows that mushrooms like to grow wherever there is an air gap between the cake and its container. This small air gap oftentimes creates a perfect little microclimate for the mushrooms to pin and grow. You may have even seen this in action yourself anytime you get side pins in your shoe boxes or monotubs. I wanted to see if I could take advantage of this, so I placed a tub over the top of this cake. The tub should hold in the temperature and moisture while letting any CO2 fall away through the rack. The tub will also protect from any wind currents inside the tent that might dry out the blocks. Hopefully this will help to create that nice microclimate I spoke about before, and hopefully promotes heavy pinning. And I must say that after 5 or 6 days, a spectacular pin set showed up, covering nearly the whole top surface of the cake. It was at this point that I removed the tub and let the fruits stretch out, and after a couple of days, I was blessed with a rich canopy. Magnificent and encouraging first result. A great pin set and 0 or very few aborts. I can't really see any. The tub over the cake seems to have worked well, and the tent maintained a prime environment both while the tub was in place and also once it was removed. The fruits have no fuzz and have grown in a most pleasing way. I'm pretty satisfied with this result. I think we're going to try it a few more times and see if it really does help promote a better pin set. I'll have to get a big load of spawn going and wait and see. But what do you think? Have you ever tried putting a tub over your cakes? Do you have a trick to encourage heavy pinning? And have you any experience with grow tents? Is there a better way to configure everything than I've shown here? Let us all know in the comments. I know I always enjoy reading your suggestions, and they do really help my own growing immensely. All in all, I've had a very positive experience fruiting mushrooms in this tent, and in particular with the equipment supplied by Vivosun. So far, everything I've used has worked really well. The duct fan and humidifier worked exactly as I hoped they would, and I was able to integrate everything into the Grow Hub, which allowed me to remotely monitor and control the environment for my mushrooms with a touch of a button and a swipe of the finger. I did have some extremely small issues with higher than ideal CO2 during fruiting, but that's most likely my fault, and in the future I'll adjust a few of the timings, which is extremely easy to do with the app. So if you're looking to expand your growing setup and thinking of setting up a grow tent for your mushrooms, or if there's anything else you might like to grow at home, then I can't recommend Vivosun's equipment enough. They have a huge selection of horticultural and home cultivation equipment of all shapes and sizes, and suitable for all types of situations and budgets. Check out their website www.vivosun.com and use promo code BIGMUSH for 10% off on your purchase. All right, I'm going to leave it there. A huge thanks again to Vivosun for sponsoring this video and to all of you for watching. Happy growing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Legends.